Hello, welcome to my channel China Comprehension. This video will introduce the development process of China in recent 1 century. This video will be divided into 3 parts, namely the establishment of People's Republic of China, socialist transformation, reform and opening up. When Japan announced unconditional surrender on September 2, 1945, it also represented a renewed tension in the relationship between the Kuomintang and the Communist Party, which had previously ceased hostilities due to resistance against the Japanese army. In order to establish a new order, Kuomintang leader Chiang Kai-shek invited Communist Party leader Mao Zedong to negotiate in Chongqing on future development and construction, and finally reach a preliminary peace agreement in October 1945. But at the same time as the negotiations, the Kuomintang secretly gathered heavy troops near the liberated RS until June 1946. The Kuomintang tore up the peace treaty and launched an attack on the liberated areas. On the eve of the war, the Nationalist Army launched a fierce offensive, and the liberated areas could only adopt a strategic defense strategy until a strategic counterattack was launched 1 year later, and the liberation of all of China except Taiwan was achieved in January 1949. On October 1, 1949, Mao Zedong announced the establishment of the People's Republic of China at Tiananmen Square in Beijing. This represents the establishment of the People's Democratic dictatorship of a socialist country led by the working class and based on the alliance of workers and peasants, known as the People's Republic of China. With the establishment of the People's Republic of China, China also shifted from the stage of war to the stage of socialist development in the 1950s. As the People's Republic of China had just been established, its production situation was dominated by private ownership, which was not in line with the situation of socialist countries. Therefore, China carried out socialist transformation in agriculture, handicrafts, and industry and commerce, respectively. In terms of agriculture, during previous war periods, the Communist Party distributed land from landlords to individual farmers. Through land reform, in peacetime, the state organized scattered individual farmers by establishing agricultural production cooperatives and successfully transformed the individual agricultural economy of private ownership of means of production into a collective economy based on public ownership of means of production. In terms of handicrafts, China has also established handicraft production cooperatives to organize handicraft producers together for production. At the same time, public ownership of the means of production was achieved. Until 1956, the socialist transformation was basically completed, and the means of production were fully transformed from private ownership to public ownership, which also brought the country into the primary stage of socialism. In the 1960s and 1970s, China experienced catastrophic internal struggles such as the Great Leap Forward and the Cultural Revolution. This movement has caused China's economy to regress and people to be displaced. Until in November 1978, Shagang Village in Fenyang County, Anhui Province, began implementing the household contract responsibility system of dividing land into households and assuming full responsibility for profits and losses, marking the beginning of China's reform and opening up. Nearly a month later, Vice Chairman Deng Xiaoping proposed at the third plenary session of the 11th Central Committee to quickly shift the focus of the entire party's work to economic development. Subsequently, Deng Xiaoping established special economic zones in the two coastal provinces of Guangzhou and Fujian, promoting the open economic policy in them and gradually extending these policies to inland areas. By the 1990s, China had gradually established a socialist market economy system. However, regarding the reform and opening up that took place in a socialist country, some voices in various parts of the country have raised questions about whether it is socialist or capitalist. In order to solve this problem, in 1992, Deng Xiaoping personally came to southern China to deliver the southern tour, and pointed out that China is socialist, not capitalist, and we are practicing socialism with Chinese characteristics, reform, and opening up other means for China, which is in the primary stage of socialism, to move towards common prosperity. We allow some people to get rich first, and then the first ones will drive the rest to achieve common prosperity. China is still a country where public ownership is dominant. Today, facts have proven that reform and opening up have played a huge role in promoting China's economy, significantly improving people's living standards and significantly enhancing the country's overall national strength. In just 30 years, China has become the world's second largest economy.